about specifics here in a second, and I'll talk about because I am a big Ghostbusters fan. We talked about it a lot on my channel when we were doing the uh, the reboots and everything. The one thing that I've yet to get into, which is on my list to do actually before the Afterlife release and Thanksgiving, is I've yet to read the comics. I started on the comics, the IDW comics. I've heard wonderful things about them, and that's my next thing. But when it came to the first two films, obviously, I actually was just in storage today cleaning out stuff, and I thought this is perfect. I'm talking about this tonight. I found my original toy. It was the projector proton pack gun. So I've got it somewhere, but the little it's like the seat, like the projectors, But it's got it of the ghosts in there, so you would project it on the wall, and then you had a noise. I think that would go, it's like you were playing with the Ghostbusters there. I had some film. I was digging out some of the books. I've got the like the little Scholastic or Del Yearling, but the Ghostbusters 2, behind the scenes movie book and everything. Of course, I grew up on the cartoon, loving that. I've even read the novelizations, and the novelizations are quite good. They really do develop this. They're done quite well. They just did release an omnibus, actually, of the novelizations from Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, which are pretty good. So that's great too. And like I said, I need to get into the comics as well. But I love Ghostbusters. I love the premise of it. I love that, it happened. It came about in the era that was just perfect. It was just perfect for it. It was primed for it. It was that, Saturday Night Live had really made its impact on the culture. And these players came from Saturday Night Live, SCTV, and so forth. And Dan Aykroyd, I love the story of his. He even wrote a book that was actually a really good book about the ghost stories in his past growing up. That kind of set him on the interest in the paranormal. And he's publicly admitted he has Asperger's, so he will get on get kind of fixated on ideas sometimes. And he was fixated at that time on police officers. He was even carrying a badge around with him. He just was fixated on the idea of a police officer and the paranormal, ghosts. So he thought, why not blend these two into a movie I'm doing? Wrote the script. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. And got the cast together. I know that they wanted John Belushi, I think, but Bill Murray ended up signing on, and it was perfect. It was just so many great things came together. The cast was wonderful. It was just lightning in a bottle. It was really wonderful. I even really like Ghostbusters 2. I know a lot of people act like, oh, that was just, I don't buy any of that argument. I don't. No, it's not the quality film quite lightning in the bottle that the first one was, but I think it's all the right elements. It's everything I wanted to see again. I wanted to see the four of them against all odds doing their thing again, and I think that was quite good. It pulled a few things that was kind of what sequels were doing in those days, rehashing a few beat by beats from the first one or whatever, but I loved it. I didn't have a problem with it major like that. And of course the cartoon. Grew up on that cartoon, the real Ghostbusters. Can't say enough great things about that. I had the action figures, all of them, every single one. Janine, I had the little firehouse station. It was so great to play with those. And I think that what made the Ghostbusters so visceral and so made having got such a hold on kids is one thing. I did that video before, and I'll link it later. But on the Epic Four, the archetype of a group of four heroes, they really got that right. Same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They really got the group of four, the epic archetype of four right in terms of the personality styles that should go into a group of four heroes. Got that so well. They had such a good dynamic and interplay between them that you wanted to be there. You wanted to be a part of it. And even though in the first movie, Winston doesn't come in until relatively late in the film, you still get the sense that the team's not really solid and solidified until he's there, because he's that grounding for them. I love that the conversation that Winston and Ray have when they're in the Ecto-1 towards the end of the first movie, and they're talking about the Book of Revelation, and the end days and the apocalypse and the grounds, graves are open and so forth. And apparently that's what you see, that little clip in the trailer. Jason Reitman was saying that when you hear Dan Aykroyd's voice, he's there at the occult bookstore that he was running in part 2. And he picks up the phone. You see a little tattoo on his arm, and that's the verse from Revelation, apparently, which is what he and Winston were talking about. So the interplay between them, that was just great. That translated to the cartoon from the movies and everything like that. I think a lot of people are going to see what's going on with the the premise of the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, and are going to they're going to judge it against what they always wanted from a Ghostbusters 3. Unfortunately, that's just not realistic at this point. You can't. I mean, there's no. I mean, come on, Harold Ramis has passed away tragically. The idiots waited long enough, too long, until one of them had to pass away, and I think we can't have the movies like we should have anymore. I mean, we definitely should have had Ghostbusters 3 late 90s or 2000s, whatever it was. Definitely should have had that movie. So that's just simply not possible. So I don't mind so much the things that Jason Reitman's wanting to do, like take it out of New York City for now. You know, it's almost like that chapter's closed. And I will say, if you're griping about not having the Ghostbusters 3 we should have had, and you haven't played the Ghostbusters video game, shut up and go play that game right now. Then come back and we'll talk. That game is Ghostbusters 3. I mean, that game was written by Dan Aykroyd. He wrote the script for it. You had the entire original cast back, all of them. Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, all of them came back and voiced. And the premise of it is that you're the new member of the Ghostbusters. So it's so cool. It's like I get to play through this Ghostbusters 3 movie as though I'm the next member of the team. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. And it really was a great story. And that is Ghostbusters 3. So that chapter with the New York City and all of that, for now anyway, I don't mind that sort of being closed. And some of the things Jason Reitman was saying, wanting to get it into a different setting. Afterlife does imply legacy, right? You know, we know that this is Egon's, I think, grandchildren, I think, coming into it. Now, I don't just want to see just dropping some names, hi, I'm little grandchild Egon, check me out doing the Ghostbuster thing now. No, I'm not interested in that at all. That's why I'm saying that if the original cast isn't in there for more than just a cameo, I'm not having it. No, you guys owe us way more than that. You need to be in that film pretty solidly. Now, they don't need to be the team again because they're older and they, all of them aren't even alive and so forth. But no, they should be solidly in that movie. But I'm okay with that kind of passing of the torch. That's fine. I like the things that Jason Reitman was saying about really trying to not only keep with the feel and the theme. Like some people are they think that Slimer that that Phoebe, the little girl, gets in that swing out chair, and is using the proton pack. They think that Slimer she's getting. No, that's actually a ghost they call Muncher, who's an homage to Slimer. But it's the same kind of premise there, So something happens and the vault is loose, where Egon had it hidden out there in the country home, and they've got to do this fight. And you're going to see new improvements to the Ecto-1 because, as Jason Reitman said, Egon would have kept tampering with it, would have kept improving it, would have kept working on it. So it's not just the technology isn't going to stop at the level of the Ghostbusters 2 where we saw it and not improve it all. You're going to have little tinkerings and things that have happened to it over the year, which I think are great. That's all fine too. Paul Rudd is really a good selling point in this for me because Paul Rudd is just he's just a solid actor for this kind of thing. He's got a way of being incredibly. He's really funny, but he's endearing at the same time. He's not pretentious. He's not somebody, and you've never heard him do any of the preaching stuff. He just does his job and he goes. I really do like that. So he's a great one to have in there. I like that mix. I'm happy with Finn Wolfhard, from the Stranger Things. And the girl who's playing Phoebe, Egon's granddaughter. I don't know that I've seen her in anything. But oh my gosh, doesn't she look like she would be Egon's granddaughter? I mean, she's just like the spitting image, the way they've got her hair curled up and the glasses and everything. That's that was done pretty well. So I don't mind the idea of a legacy, kind of sort of rebooting the franchise. If this does turn out to be a true portrayal of what the story does. And that's the other thing Jason Reitman said. He said that not only is he concerned with getting the look of it right, trying to think what would Ghostbusters ghosts look like, and really get that down. They're not using a bunch of CGI. Apparently, he's really, they'll use it when they need it and stuff, but he's really trying to harness the real look, of the real effects that they were using back in the day. But he's also concerned with the themes. Ghostbusters has always been about these 4 disparate people coming together and forming a family. Forming a little family and going up against odds that are just overwhelming, but somehow succeeding. Because Ghostbusters aren't just up against ghosts; they're up against the whole city government. They're up against all these regimes and everything like that. And yet they they prevail nonetheless. There haven't been any deal breakers. That's all. I fully expect this to the deal breaker to be right around the corner. I hope it doesn't, and I'm not saying it's definitely going to. But you look at Hollywood's track record, and how could you not expect that? You can hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But how can you not expect the deal breaker to be right around the corner? Hopefully it won't. Hopefully things will be okay. Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, and even Ivan Reitman being a part of it, the original director of the films, because that's just what people say when they just really want to look forward to the movie and be optimistic. Yeah, hope it works out. Hope it ends up being a great film. Hope it even kind of reboots the Ghostbusters in a way that's honoring to that and true to the story. Sure, but don't look for it to happen, because it probably won't. And what I mean by that is not just be nihilistic about it. No, the reason we need to be a realist about when it comes to our response to Hollywood is that so we hold their feet to the fire and make them do the work. Because they've shown us time and time and again that you give them the little inch, they will stop working. As soon as they see you turn their way, they will stop every overture they made to you, because you're back now. You're back. They can do what they want again. No, it has to be abundantly clear to them that they need to learn every dog trick in the book and sit up and beg and roll over and everything before they get our treats. I mean, they need to do the whole deal. They can't just do it halfway. And that requires us to be strong. Don't just, flip out about it online and, I can't wait. And you got to go see it to see what it's like. No, stop it. Stop it.